How's it going, guys? Bearded Hikes here. We're out at De Leon Springs State Park, and this is a little bit different of an episode today. We are going to go for a hike, but there's something that I want to show you guys first before we get started, and that is the old sugar mill restaurant, Spanish sugar mill restaurant that stands here. Quick history of the place: there used to be Mayaca Indians that lived here, Native Americans, and they were pushed out by Spanish and European settlers. Originally, this sugar mill was built in the 1800s, but it was dismantled by the Union during the Civil War because the sugar mill was being used to process goods for the Confederacy. So as a tactic to rid them basically of their supplies, the mill was dismantled. So behind me here is the mill, and what's behind me has actually been reconstructed. It was reconstructed in 1901, I believe. It's a restaurant today, so they serve pancakes and breakfast items and stuff like that, and you can actually cook at your table, which is pretty cool. There's a griddle in the middle. I know this isn't a cooking channel, but I definitely want to show you guys the building because it has a lot of history to it. And then we're gonna embark on some of the trails here within the state park, so let's explore. Here around back they got the water wheel. Now this isn't original. You can tell kind of over many years this has probably been rebuilt just to save its shape and preserve it. However, back many years ago this would have been turned on and you'd have had water rushing through here.
Anderson, party of four.
Oh my
Anderson,
God.
Anderson, party of four. Anderson.
So as you can see, you'll definitely hear your name. So this place is awesome, but you have to get here when the park opens. If you wait, kind of wake up and lazily get over here, you'll never get in. The park opens at 8 a.m. They start taking down names and letting people in at 8 a.m. Today we got here at 8:01. There was a 1 hour wait. But they have all sorts of stuff you can do over here, like it's a sign hanging off this boat. It says waiting on pancakes, take the tour, and do not lose your place on the waiting list. This is a 50-minute boat tour, and it kind of goes in and out of all these areas through here. So around back of the restaurant they have some old machinery that was used when the sugar mill was in operation. So you see some big gears here and sprockets.
Sugar cane crushing machinery.
This bowl right here looks like a sugar cane mixing bowl. And here's another one. This would have been heated up really hot. They would have had liquid sugar being stirred in there from the sugar cane. Wow. Really appreciate that they didn't take all this stuff away. Here's some of the ruins. Right, so remember guys, as I was opening the video, I was mentioning how the Union came through here and dismantled all this stuff because this was a Confederate stronghold, had a lot of supplies here. So this is actually, you could see, here's a sugarcane mixing bowl here. There would have been a bowl here, a bowl here, a bowl here, and a bowl here, and you'd have guys lined up with giant oar-like spoons, and they'd just be stirring away, melting in the Florida sun. So here's like a little info sign right here. It says, to attract tourists in the 1880s, local business owners changed the name of this property from Spring Garden to Ponce de Leon Springs. The area was advertised in northern states as a winter resort with its own fountain of youth, pouring out millions of gallons of deliciously healthy quote-unquote water.
I sing from my cup at the glow of the day to gaze on the beauty of you. I spy the fair maid neath the daffodil shade.
In the 1950s, the site became one of Florida's many roadside attractions. Again, the Fountain of Youth was featured. It included two structures. This wall is said to have been the location of a small fountain where visitors would drink the water. About 200 feet south up the hill, you can see the second structure with basins at different levels. This created a waterfall effect, then flowed down into the fountain wall here.
Oh, okay, so that up there is the...
Right, so I'm gonna take you guys up this way. Up this hill is the second part of this structure. So here's the other part of that structure. Interesting fact about this place is there's no AC, so if you come on a hot day, it's gonna be hot. So around this whole restaurant, they have old pieces that used to exist here in the mill, so more of those sprockets and gears. And they even have some old processing equipment back here. It's pretty cool. I ordered the all-you-can-eat pancakes, so we're gonna hit those up, and then we're gonna head out of here and do some hiking. We got a smush penny machine here. Got some things you can get. We're gonna get one in the mill.
Hopefully. I don't know what it is. Oh, it is the milk. Great.
Show it to the camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's the pancake mill. It's this one. Not quite sure what this used to be. Order of no trespassing, so I'm gonna stop right here, but got some really large cement kind of support boxes. I'm not really sure what that is. But there's one here, one there, and then over here it's another one sitting in the grass. And one here behind the tree. And one back there. Not sure what they are though. Let me know if you know. Within the nature trail here at De Leon Springs State Park, there's an old cypress tree that you can look at. Got a couple people already here checking it out. Methuselah, the old Methuselah. It says, this cypress tree, which is over 500 years old, got its name in the 1950s when the park was the Ponce de Leon Springs tourist attraction. The tree somehow survived in the early 1900s when cypress trees throughout Florida were cut for lumber.
Oh wow. That's a big one.
This is a big tree. You can see it right here just on the side of like this little channel. Hiking out here at De Leon Springs State Park. This used to be a major attraction in the 50s and 60s. This used to be called Monkey Island. It used to be home to several wild monkeys that would live on the island, and it would be accessible by boat here, so the boat would pull up, take a look at some of these monkeys, and you could see some of the concrete support kind of still under there, and also in little patches all over the island here. See some metal pieces here. Not quite sure what that was to, but it's still out here today. Check out this view, folks. This is about as close as we're going to be able to get. Monkey Island. Pretty peaceful out here. Man, this just looks so cool with all these cypress knees. I don't think I've ever seen so many in one spot. It's like a city of cypress knees.
That's good though.
Yeah, very healthy. There's an owl.
So cute.
There he goes, right there. Oh, it's special.